This video will demonstrate one method of setting up generic SMTP to send emails to faxes. In this environment, we have an Exchange 2003 server that will be acting as an SMTP server. I'm going to go into the DNS setting and set up two options. Set up an A host and an MX host that both redirect to the FaxPress server. You notice it says FP. This time, anytime I designate anything to fp.primates.edu, it'll be forwarded off to the FaxPress server. If I look in the Exchange 2003 server itself, if I go to queues, I should see a reference to that actual domain, fp.primates.edu. Keeping in mind that I made up FP as a personal usage. It could be anything you choose it to be, but it will be your primary domain. I'm not going to configure the email gateway under the embedded services. Set it to generic SMTP. Give it an administrator login. Go to faxed email. Several options. I'm just going to select the send body's email as a fax. Go ahead and put the actual name or whatever return address I want. I'm going to use administrator@primates.edu. And here I'm going to put the IP address of my actual Exchange server. Next thing I need to do is be able to identify when I send an email from a particular user, which user in FaxPress it goes out. So when I send an email from administrator@primates.edu, send it out to FaxPress user administrator. I'm also going to add one in for the unaddressed user. If I don't do that, it will throw a message stating that I need to do that. I'll use a different account here. So the last piece I'll put in here is once again my administrator, which happens to be the same email address once again. From here I can click OK. I will need to start the service. So I'll right click it, choose Start. I'll need to click out and click back in to show the status change. It won't change on its own. There it is showing started. Now I just need to send a test. On my client side, I go into Outlook Express. I'm going to send it to a fax number at fp.primates.edu. The DNS setting says to refer this to the FaxPress server. Let's go back on my Exchange System Manager once again. There's my queue. I could potentially freeze that queue if I want to catch it. But what this will do, this will physically drop it in the Castell NS spool directory. There they are. The gateway itself will go ahead and pull this information out and process it in. So if I go to my outgoing faxes, refresh this. It's not there quite yet. Oh, looks like it just disappeared. I'm going to go back and check it again. Refresh this again. There it is. And that's the same thing I typed in.